Is this thing on? Welcome back to Big Mouth, and fancy seeing you here in June. A very welcome, my friends, and especially my enemies. Come in, sit down, no touching. I don't do the touching. Are you feeling charitable? Then smash the subscribe button, the like button, and the share button. And please do follow me on Twitter at Movies TV Mad. So Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield, according to Sony, have not been confirmed for Spider-Man 3. Right, let's cut the crap, let's cut the nonsense, MCU fans. Basically, Kevin Feige's idea of Spider-Man simply hasn't worked when it's come to the movies. The only place it really worked was in Captain America Civil War. His introduction was fantastic, and we were all so excited. And then we got to Spider-Man Homecoming and the sequel, and we were let down. You know, Tom Holland was let down because he is a great Spider-Man, and the Peter Parker, but the whole thing doesn't work. So basically, Feige is rebranding the MCU a bit like the DCEU is rebranding the DCEU with this multiverse strategy. And so the whole idea is, we already know that Benny Cumberbatch is reprising his role as Doctor Strange in Spider-Man 3. And basically, we know why he's in there, because he's the guy who can open up this multiverse. And of course, his next movie is called The Multiverse of Madness, which is going to be directed by Sam Raimi, the guy who brought you the first Spider-Man movie trilogy. Amazing stuff, right? So there's been these big rumours ever since Doctor Strange has been announced for Spider-Man 3 about Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield. I think, basically, my opinion is this, that Tobey and Andy will be in this film. This will be a kind of Spideyverse movie, as well as a lot of other things. I don't think you may see them a lot in it, you may not. But the point being, as far as I'm concerned, they're going to be in it. And many, many other characters from other MCU movies, but beyond MCU, just other Marvel live-action stuff. Maybe we may even see Lou Ferrigno's Hulk, things like that. This is what a multiverse strategy does. This is what I try and explain to my fellow DCEU fans. Once you have a multiverse strategy, it's like in the comics. You can basically call everything, and I mean everything, before the MCU, before the DCEU. And once you do this, you can just bring anything in. You can bring Doctor Doom from the Fantastic Four movies, right? You can bring the Flamo character, whatever you call him, starring Chris Evans. Of course, Chris Evans was Captain America in the MCU. But with a multiverse, you can do this without asking any questions. So a multiverse strategy, whether it's in the comics, TV shows, or live action, is amazing. But I believe the reason why Feige and Walter Hamada over at DC have implemented this multiverse strategy is because they have a bigger plan. And the bigger plan is a DCEU MCU crossover. But basically, when I read what Sony had to say about these rumors, and they said nothing's been confirmed. It's not happening. So basically, this is happening. There's going to be a lot more people coming through in this movie. It's going to be exactly like the Flashpoint movie, where every DC incarnation and characters are going to be involved. And it's going to be the same with Spider-Man 3. Maybe it may even be the Multiverse of Madness, which may introduce more of these characters. And the MCU's the one that really started this cameo thing. Cameos work. Crossovers work. That's one of the main reasons why the MCU is so successful. So there's that. So don't worry about what Sony have had to say. Tobey Maguire, Andy Garfield will play their respective Spider-Men in Spider-Man 3, and I can't wait, and I'm sure you can't either. Right. Been a really, really difficult, challenging year for Disney. The parks, not making much money because of COVID-19. Obviously, no movies for them this year. It's been difficult for everyone, but I think Disney are the number one studio in Hollywood right now, and they're not making money. It's been difficult. Obviously, Disney Plus is doing extremely well for them, but a Disney investor urges company to move Marvel's Black Widow to streaming. I mean, I couldn't agree more, and I think Disney are there now. They do want to just slam everything on Disney Plus, or make it at least pay-per-view on streaming platforms like Prime Video and iTunes and things like that. It's the future. You know, COVID-19 has changed the way we live and has to change the way we watch movies because you can't keep on cancelling them. There's going to be a backlog. It's unrealistic to keep on telling people, we want you to see this movie on the biggest screen. Nobody's swallowing that bullshit anymore. I never swallowed that bullshit from the very start. Anyway, a top Disney investor wants the company's movie with blockbuster potential, including Marvel Studios' twice-delayed Black Widow, to bypass movie theaters for a streaming premiere on Disney+. Days before the Walt Disney Company announced a restructuring that would immediately shift its primary focus to streaming via its Disney+, ESPN+, and Hulu platforms, the company sent Pixar Soul straight to streaming for a Christmas Day release on Disney+, which of course is very exciting, isn't it? Without Mulan's $29.99 premiere access fee, Dan Loeb, the hedge fund manager for the Third Point with roughly a $1 billion stake in the company, which is quite a lot, right, says sending high-profile films like Black Widow to Disney Plus would attract new subscribers while retaining current customers. It's true. It's not rocket science, is it now? What Netflix has is this immersed subscriber base that allows it to invest in an enormous amount of content and amortize that to get more subscribers, Loeb told Variety. Disney isn't there yet, but they need to get there as quickly as possible. This is true. If they don't get critical mass in their subscriber base, they will be permanently disadvantaged versus Netflix. This is true. They have these IPs. Use it to your advantage. Movie theaters are dead. They're not viable. It's sad, but it's fucking true, right? This guy is speaking the truth. Disney has already surpassed 60 million subscribers since launching Disney Plus in November 2019. In August, Disney CEO Bob Chapek confirmed the streamer would reach its 5-year goal in just 8 months, which is amazing, but it's Disney. You'd expect it with the IP they've got, putting service ahead of a forecast predicting 200 million subscribers by 2025. To move the streamer closer to Netflix 193 million paid subscribers, Loeb urges Disney to skip theaters and instead send 2021 dated films like Black Widow to Disney+. My understanding is that the old line executives don't want to go over the top with their big tentpole movies, which is why they announced they were pushing Black Widows and other movies to 2021, Loeb said. I don't think they appreciate the tiger they have by the tail, which is to say the value they can drive by moving into a subscription model which has been adopted to everyone from Microsoft to Amazon. It's so value excretive. I don't even know that word, but it doesn't matter. Basically, there's obviously a divide, isn't there? There's clearly a divide within the shareholders at Disney. The old school ones want to stay faith, keep faith with movie theaters, and this guy, Loeb, and I wonder if he's related to the comic book writer Jeff Loeb. We don't know. But anyway, this is massive because as I say, it seems like there's kind of this split within the camp in the shareholders. Some of them want to stay old school and support movie theaters. And this guy's saying, look, fuck it. They're dead. They're dead. This is the future. If we do this from now, if we set the benchmark from now, people will come to us because they know they are going to get top quality movies made for the movie theatre coming to a streaming service. And all they have to do is pay 10, 15 euros, dollars, quid, whatever, right, a month. It's easy money and it's ridiculous not to do it. And he's absolutely spot on. Loeb predicts theatres shuttered by the COVID-19 pandemic will survive, but foresees them becoming more of a novelty experience. This is true. I'm happy that someone has the guts to say it. Saying the world is going to go largely toward online distribution. Disney's October the 12th, a reorganization in a step in that direction, but Chapek says the company will continue theatrical releases despite its focus on streaming. Yeah, that's the narrative officially, but that's not the narrative behind the scenes. And the reason that Loeb has come out publicly to pressure the naysayers, the ones who don't believe this should happen. Very, very interesting. I think he'll get his way. He should get his way. Black Widow should have made a big statement by going on Disney Plus, and they were wrong not to do it. We've benefited from tremendous relationship with theatrical exhibition for many, many, many years as dynamics change in the marketplace. Though we want to make sure we're giving consumers who want to go to theatres to experience everything that a theatrical release can give them, we want to continue to give them that option, Chapek said on CNBC's Closing Bell. Acknowledging the growing number of consumers who wish to experience Disney films from the safety, comfort and convenience of their own home, he added, we want to make sure that we put the consumer first, and the consumer is going to be making the decision in terms of how they consume our media, as opposed to some arbitrary decision that we may make from a distribution standpoint. So we want to look at ourselves as consumer enablers. Basically, it's a very interesting discussion. But from what I can garner from what Chapek is saying there, he's saying that basically, ultimately, we're going to release them in movie theatres and on Disney Plus, which is the best way. Everyone gets the choice. What he's saying is, instead of us dictating to the consumer, which may not turn out very well for us, we're going to say, listen, it's going to be here on Disney Plus and it's going to be in movie theatres. You decide what you want to do. But as I say, streaming is the future. This is going to happen. And people living in denial. I wish we were still living in the old system, but we're not. COVID has changed the world. COVID will be a thing for the rest of our lives. This is going to have to be the way we live. I don't even believe we're going to get a viable vaccine because there's never been a vaccine for a coronavirus, right? So this is the way we have to live, MCU fans. It's an exciting new world, and I say we embrace it. Comment down below, like, share, and subscribe, and I'll be back tomorrow with more videos. See you again soon.